The pendant?
You sure it's the exact same necklace, not some knockoff?
There's no way one of us would mistake it. There's only one in the world.
Why would the Valkyria be wearing Miss Maria's pendant?
No way! Is she already...
If they were going to kill her, they would have done it already with everyone else that day. But they took her.
Which is why we knew she was still alive.
I believe she is, even now. I'm uncertain about that pendant, however.
There's a lot about this last battle we don't understand, including a new Grand General with advanced augmentation. Not to mention a Valkyria with Miss Maria's pendant and the princess's newfound power.
You gonna report all that crazy shit?
No, the royal family said not to. I suppose they don't want anyone thinking the princess is a Valkyria herself.
I didn't anticipate that a Valkyria would be deployed. You have my apologies.
It's my fault too. I didn't catch even a hint of it.
Means their classified info's on lockdown. Not too shabby.
But we now know for certain. Unless we defeat the Valkyria, we can't carry our wishes to completion.
Ruse clearly means business. Expect to encounter the Valkyria again.
Lucky us. The more they show their hand, the more chances we get to beat them up.
Am's the one who's beating them up?
Hey, Vi. Don't forget about the alchemic weapons I developed. Of course, Sabanchi and company is gonna keep on upping the ante. So come on, let's all kick some Valkyrian ass together.
Yeah. Together.
I'll see what I can dig up on Valkyria lore. Might discover something new if we compare it to what we've seen firsthand.
We'll need to look into the princess's song, too.
It's called a Galder.
Care to share with the class, Sam?
Powerful magic that's channeled through singing. That's all I learned at the Institute. I don't remember the specifics, but I think it can somehow weaken a Valkyria.
I think I've read something about that before. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's definitely worth looking into.
If we press the advantage, it may become our trump card against the Valkyria.
Which means, Am, you'll need to properly protect the princess.
Guess the Maiden of Jutland's our new VIP, huh? Hey, what's up?
I'm sorry. I let Gustav get away.
Oh, that? Ah, forget about it.
If the Empire is taking the war with Jutland in earnest, we can be sure the Grand Generals will be on the battlefield. We don't need to rush it, Amlet.
The Grand Generals. Didn't think they'd find a new one so fast.
Yeah, who the hell is this guy?
Laertes, the Prince of Ipsaria.
Say what?
Ophelia said she was sure.
Ipsaria's prince alive. What a scoop.
Even if he's the real deal, it doesn't change the fact that Ruse wiped out the rest of Ipsaria's royal family. Which means the Emperor killed this guy's parents. So how the goddamn did he end up a Grand General?
The trust between the Emperor and his Grand Generals is stronger than blood. I'm sure there's a reason he was added.
Vi, could you look into him?
Yeah, I'll dig around.
Thanks.
Ipsaria has calmed down under Jutland's rule. The existence of the prince may become a hindrance.
This is getting complicated.
Very. All the more reason to be careful.
Oh, you're awake.
Miranda.
You should lie down, milady.
No, I am all right. Although my head is still a bit foggy.
My brother told me what happened.
I cannot remember much, except wanting to protect everyone by singing. That much I recall quite clearly.
And protect them you did. Godot said your voice was angelic.
Is that so?
His Majesty has ordered the military to research your song.
Huh.
Your Highness may very well be the real anti-Valkyria force.
Me? This is most confusing. Yet I cannot forget the battlefield. Whatever they say about me, the truth is that when Vandergind really needed me, I failed to prove myself to the anti-Valkyria squad. Where is Godot now?
My brother's out. He said he wanted to look something up.
Leaving so soon?
Yes, sorry for intruding.
Did you find the article you wanted?
Yes, thank you for the assistance.
No, by all means. Happy to be of help.
Thank you, again. I must be off.
Huh?
Oh, Freet. What brings you here? We don't have a meeting scheduled, do we?
Just need to do a bit of research. The guy who just left, wasn't that...
The orphanage that burned down 10 years ago. It was in Molda. The mother and daughter running it, and most of the children all burned to death. Only 5 orphans survived. I'm certain one of them was the captain. And it was 10 years ago that then Crown Prince Claudius came to Molda with the 4 Grand Generals. He came to survey the Valkyria ruins. Unfortunately, most of the records from then were lost once Molda was annexed by Ruse. It can't be a coincidence that all the records of the captain and the other orphans vanished around the same time.
Oh, Lieutenant Villefort! It's getting really bad, sir. Please, come help.
Explain yourself, knave. Clamming up again! Do you take us for fools, you baseborn?
Are you finished? I acknowledge your complaint. Seems there's room for improvement in my command style. I apologize. I'll try to work on that. Don't hesitate to speak up if you have any further complaints in the future. That goes for all of you. Is that all?
You!
What's going on here?
Oh, as always, you have great timing.
We wanted the captain to explain with his words what happened at Avaloon.
You're referring to when he disappeared.
Don't you find that suspicious? He just ran off without telling us a thing.
It happened in Molda, too. He acted on his own. It's unusual.
And you all feel the same?
Well, we don't plan to yap on about it as much as a certain someone, though. It's just, well, we want to do something about this atmosphere.
This keeps up, the group won't be able to work well as a unit. We should resolve this issue, you know.
Don't know, don't care.
But wait, everybody. The reason the captain ran off was to face the Valkyria alone. I'm sure he just didn't want to put anyone else in danger.
If that's the case, that's a big problem. It means the captain doesn't trust our abilities. This unit was created to eliminate the threat of the Valkyria. If we aren't trusted, we won't be able to risk our lives when it's needed most.
You're a soldier, too. You get what Bridget's saying, don't you?
Now do you understand the severity of the situation? We can't carry on like this!
I trust each and every last one of you. I wouldn't be here if not for all of you. I thought for sure the Valkyria was going to kill me. But then you guys showed up, and we won. The anti-Valkyria squad won.
Captain.
If we work together, we can overwhelm the Valkyria. I have a responsibility to bring victory to Jutland, and I'll need your strength to do that. I'm counting on all of you.
Don't look at me. I shan't be fooled by such words. Besides, that was no explanation. 'Twas a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
I think it best to drop this matter.
Excuse me?
It's true the captain's behavior as of late has been suspect, and I cannot and will not ignore that. But we are at war. Right now, the only thing that matters is victory. I will personally keep note of the captain's actions, and render judgment after the campaign winds down. Do you find that agreeable, Captain?
I have no objections.
Then the matter is settled. We remain on standby until the next mission. Dismissed.
What?
Jorder.
Roger.
What the deuce? No, see here, I still haven't even...
Well now, we have a standby order. That means it's time for drinks.
I hope I didn't overstep my bounds.
Not at all.
Captain, I want to trust you.
Yes, so you've mentioned.
That is why I will continue to look into your past. This war is personal for you. Whatever's between you and the Grand Generals causes you to lose your composure. The fire at the orphanage in Mulda, the children who survived, Claudius looking into the Valkyria ruins at that same time. I must know what it is you're hiding.
Anything unusual happen?
Hmm?
I saw one of your men leaving the newspaper's office.
Godot. He's looking into my past. He learned about the orphanage, the fire. He knows there were survivors.
The article from 10 years ago. I should have destroyed it.
He became suspicious because of my behavior during the last mission. We need to be careful.
Right. Well, better tell the others. I'll mention it to Vi and Saul. Need to speak with them about the next column anyway. You tell Baz. He ought to be at his factory. See ya.
Yo, hell yeah. What did you say? Yo, what did you say? Nope.
New assignment.
Thanks.
Wow. Yes.
Whoa, cool! Huh?
Go easy, would you?
We've got a new assignment. Op details are as follows. That is all. Dismissed. Yo!
Let's do this! End this! Burn them all! Take this! Vanished! You ready? What are you looking at? This'll do it. Honest. You ready? Out of my way! Take this!
Huh? Let me see. Pretty good, yeah? Hell yeah!
Let's end this! You okay? This'll do it! Honest. Out of my way! What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
All right! How about this? Very good.
Take ours! Not a chance! Take ours! Take the offensive! I'll finish you!
You ready?
Let's end this! This'll do it! Out of my way! Tay is ours!
Let me heal you.
You ready?
The Tay is ours!
You ready? What are you looking at? You ready? What are you looking at?
Watch this!
You ready? What are you looking at?
That'll work.
On a surge.
It's over! Watch this! I'll finish you! This'll do it! Watch this! This'll do it!
You ready? What are you looking at?
I'll give it my all! This'll do it!
Mission complete.
I honed myself. How was it?
The sensitivity is excellent, and its resonance with the specimen is proving to be equally perfect.
But it's far from the maximized output we predicted.
Bingo. If an alchemist could draw out all that juice, I bet it'd blow the crap out of a light tank in just one hit.
Is something diverting its primary power source?
Or are the current synchronization levels insufficient?
Huh.
Oh, hey. Thanks for the help, Am. We're gonna crank up the heat on this monotech, so come by later to check it out.
This is a true story.
If I recall, both Jutland and Ruse held national funerals around the same time, after the Battle of Avaloon. More accurately, they were memorial services, but Ophelia spoke of them as funerals to mourn those who fell in battle.
Historically, the fact that both sides claimed it was their victory was given much attention. Claudius declared that Balthus, who lost his life at the war's onset, had died honorably at the Battle of Avaloon.
So he did manipulate the information. I thought it was odd when you said that Balthus died at the beginning of the war. Public records indicate that he was killed in action during the battle at Avaloon.
The Emperor capitalized on his death and claimed that Balthus greatly contributed in establishing the current ruse.
Comrades, weep not for Balthus Greppenberg. Be proud. When the Jutes invaded our colony, like a pack of rabid dogs, it was the Grand General who minimized our losses. We may have lost Avaloon, but the damage dealt to those slavering curs was thanks to our dearly departed Balthus. In the face of invasion, we call this a victory.
His aim was to incite the people's hatred toward Jutland. Moreover, he commended Balthus's efforts against the enemy. By emphasizing that, he described Jutland's attack on Avaloon as an invasion.
So it was during this time that the Ruse's side of the argument started using the word invasion.
It's the same as how Jutland highlighted liberation. Speaking of... The national funeral was held at Ophelia's suggestion. The fact they obtained victory in the past 3 operations. Her thoughts for the soldiers who gave their lives for the cause. She conveyed all in her requiem. Freet the traitor continued his column, directing the people's anger to the Empire, especially with the Valkyria. He wrote that its appearance signified the Empire felt threatened, and it increased the morale of the country.
I now understand that the Battle of Avaloon held great meaning to both Jutland and the Empire. But from your account, Professor, there's something that didn't appear in any of the history books. The pendant that the Valkyria had. Why did it upset Amlet? And why were the traitors so surprised to hear of it?
It seems there are references to Valkyria throughout Europa's history.
How do you mean?
Records suggest that behind every king, lord, and noble house that's left their mark, there's been a Valkyria. Countless leaders have tried to unite Europa through force. All of them blessed by a Valkyria.
Blessed?
That's how some books describe it. Others use the word contract. Honestly, the legends are rather vague. Some say they eat human flesh. Others say you offer your life to them.
No way! We're the ones who are gonna take the Emperor's life.
Well, they're called legends for a reason. I need to do more research. Hopefully I'll find something that explains why the Valkyria had Miss Maria's pendant.
Yo, Am.
Am?
Just tell me how to kill it.
In the past, Amlet the traitor tried to assassinate Claudius for the sake of the pendant's owner. For the sake of rescuing their teacher, Maria Schmeichel, he came close enough to swing his blade upon the Emperor.
Claudius. The Grim Reaper.
Death itself. A much more fitting epithet for you, Valkyria.
This is a Valkyria? I'm alive?
The attempted assassination of the Emperor. That incident cemented a single thought among the traitors. To achieve their goal, they must overcome a powerful enemy of Valkyria. Ever since they swore to save Maria and avenge their family at the orphanage, each and every one of the traitors dedicated themselves in their respective fields. Amlet as a soldier, Solomon as a politician. Freet, at the time, still worked at a newspaper company. Basil created his foothold in the business world. Violet worked in espionage and began touring foreign countries as a secret agent. All of their actions were for the day they would have their revenge. All the things they learned and experienced would someday help realize their dreams. That's what they believed. Before long, the Valkyria appeared with the Imperial Army and was said to be the country's symbol of progress. Afterward, Jutland was blocked economically by the 4 major powers of the world, initiated by the Ruzi Empire.
The country gradually went bankrupt. Food was plentiful thanks to fertile lands, but Jutland depended on imports for fuel and resources. Once fuel became scarce, it began to affect agriculture. The government used rations to stabilize the life of the people. but even that had its limitations. The situation steadily grew worse each passing day. Rural areas were hit first in an outcry of hunger and poverty.
Around the same time, arguments pressing for war with the Empire grew due to the influence of the traitors. The Anti-Valkyria Squad was formed as part of that.
Amlet, who had a high compatibility with Ragnite, was selected as a member and was appointed its commander.
Years after the failed assassination, the traitors would meet on occasion to discuss their plans for revenge. When they assumed the battle with the Valkyria, it was evident it would be difficult with only 5 people.
That's the reason for the war? Just for revenge? The Anti-Valkyria Squad was created for that purpose?
They were conflicted about it as well.
I'm sure you realize it, everyone. No matter which of our fields we look from, this country is at its limits.
Not a day goes by the paper doesn't interview someone about how harsh it is. We don't even report on the half of it.
Money isn't circulating like it used to either.
Intelligence is analyzing what brought this situation about, but it seems the 4 major powers are involved somehow. They haven't determined a main objective yet, or why it happened, though.
More and more people are applying to join the army. It's one thing guaranteed to provide a regular meal.
So we have the manpower to fight.
I wouldn't call them battle-ready, though.
We must capitalize on this situation. I've been saying it all this time. Bring the country into this, start a war. There are no other means to take our revenge.
Putting aside how absurd that idea is, I don't think there's any way to morally justify starting a war.
You've been turning it down with that, but don't you feel anything about this country's wretched state? This economic blockade is unjust. If Jutland itself doesn't raise its voice, nothing will change.
I'm with Saul on this.
You really want to do this?
What other option do we have?
Well, we can work together like before.
Only reason that almost worked was because the Emperor actually left the capital. But he hasn't since. So what do you suggest? We just keep waiting and hoping? I'm done waiting. It's time to take our revenge. And free Jutland from economic oppression while we do.
Indeed. This, too, is for the country.
So you have no problem with sending countless innocents to their deaths? Wars cost lives. A lot of them.
The Emperor kidnapped our teacher and took the lives of our friends.
And you think that warrants the kind of damage war will do?
Loss of life is all the same. Whether it's our friends back at the orphanage or our countrymen in this war.
It isn't only us, Fried. The Emperor has invaded other countries and made them into colonies. How much blood do you think has been spilled? By slaying that tyrant, lives can be saved.
I don't know what's the best choice anymore.
Do you intend to continue waiting for the Emperor to come out? Do you intend to continue living with revenge in your heart? That's the same as being dead.
Part of us already died in that fire.
War sounds good to me, but so does the old wait and see.
Jeez. You're so neutral, Baz.
Fried, Violet, I'll say it once more. This is also for the country. Its recovery and our goals follow the same path.
Well, that may be true, but...
Violet, you're kind. However, if you've chosen to walk the path of vengeance, I'd like you to cast aside that emotion.
I can still hear their screams. Miss Maria, our friends.
Did you guys forget already?
What?
The coin, huh? I forgot that we had that.
Things were simpler back at the orphanage, weren't they? Any tough choice came down to the flip of a coin. Come on, has Lady Luck ever let us down?
I don't think so.
That's 'cause fortune favors the bold. Start a war, or wait and see.
Count me in.
Same here.
Me too.
Basil, flip it.
Heads, it's wartime. Tails, we wait.
Agreed.
All right.
Here goes nothing. Heads.
Wait, Professor, you're saying they flipped a coin to decide whether or not they should start a war? That's terrible no matter how you look at it. It's no wonder they were convicted. It's already bad enough they did it for revenge.
Please, don't misunderstand them. It gets hidden behind the intensity of the word revenge. But it is true they looked at Jutland's poverty and believed they must take a stand.
Yes, Jutland's state then can't compare to the prosperity it sees now. But this news is bewildering regardless. It's so hard to comprehend. How do I process all this? Tell me, Professor. What did they do afterward? How did they confront the Valkyria?